I never planned to fall for Aaron Carter. It started as a moment. One unexpected, stolen night when I forgot how careful I'd always been, when my walls slipped without warning. I'd just finalized the quarterly reports at Baxter and Company, running late again, like always, when he leaned over my desk with that quiet smile of his and asked, "Still working, Madison?" I nodded, rubbing my temples. "Apparently." He chuckled. "You want takeout or pizza?" "My treat. You deserve it after everything you pulled off this week." We weren't friends exactly. We weren't strangers either. We were two professionals orbiting the same deadlines, the same corporate ladders, and maybe, just maybe, each other. Aaron was the senior marketing strategist. Confident, polished, charismatic, but never arrogant. I was his junior, though my work spoke volumes. Still, our worlds never collided beyond formal meetings and polite coffee nods. Until that night, I smiled warily. "Thai," he ordered. We ate on the office couch, cold pad thai and hot green curry under the flickering glow of ceiling lights. Somewhere between him laughing over his chopstick clumsiness and me telling him how my dog once ate an entire sock, something shifted. It was supposed to be one night. That's what he said when his hand brushed mine, and I didn't pull away. That's what he whispered when he leaned in, and I didn't stop him. "Just tonight, Madison," he breathed as his lips met mine, warm, deliberate, and somehow soft and hungry at once. No strings. No promises. My heart should have run, but I was tired of logic and loneliness. So I nodded. He carried me to the leather couch like I weighed nothing. His fingers were firm but gentle, brushing over my collarbone as if memorizing it. We kissed like we'd been waiting years, like something unspoken had been begging to surface. My skin ignited under his touch, my breath catching with every movement. His jacket dropped to the floor, mine followed. There were no lies in that moment, just the honesty of two people needing something, comfort, closeness, the illusion that we weren't so alone. When morning came, sunlight poured through the blinds and we stared at the ceiling in silence. "You okay?" he asked, brushing a strand of hair off my face. I nodded. "You?" He gave me a lopsided smile. "It was just one night." "Right," I echoed, my throat tight. "One night." He kissed my forehead, grabbed his blazer, and walked out. And I told myself I was fine, that I wouldn't think about the way he lingered at the door, or the softness in his eyes, that I didn't feel anything, that it didn't mean anything. But something had changed. The following week, the air in the office buzzed with rumors. There was a new position opening, director of campaign strategy. And everyone knew Aaron was a shoo-in. He had the track record, the leadership, the trust of upper management. Still, I tried not to care. Then the announcement came. They picked me. I stared at the email like it was written in another language. Confused. Blinking. Numb. I'd never even applied. Aaron found me near the elevators. "Congratulations," he said stiffly. I could barely speak. "Aaron, I didn't." He held up his hand. "Save it." "Aaron, I swear, I didn't ask for this. I don't know how it." "You really expect me to believe this wasn't planned?" "No." My voice cracked. "Why would I?" "Because you're brilliant, Madison. And ambitious. And maybe you figured one night could push you further up the ladder." His words hit like slaps. "You think I used you?" He didn't answer. That silence said more than any accusation could. From that day on, Aaron barely looked at me. Meetings became cold. Emails clipped. Coffee breaks non-existent. I hated it. I hated how empty it felt to sit across from him and pretend nothing had ever happened. But what I hated more was the way my chest ached when he avoided my gaze. How my nights felt quiet and colorless, without his laugh echoing in my memory. I missed the way he used to stop by my desk with a smirk and a dumb snack from the vending machine. I missed him. And then came the gala. The company's annual winter gala was a big deal. Tuxedos, champagne, rooftop views. I wore a deep navy gown that clung to me like second skin. My hair curled around my shoulders, lips tinted with rose gloss. I didn't do it for him. At least that's what I told myself. But when Aaron walked in, sharp in a black tux with his jaw clenched and eyes stormy, everything else blurred.
He didn't look at me.
Until he did. And when our eyes met across the crowd, time froze. Later that night, I stepped outside for air. Snow had started to fall in gentle whispers, softening the city noise. I didn't hear his footsteps until he was beside me. "I was wrong," he said quietly. I looked up. I was angry. I felt replaced. And maybe a little hurt that you didn't call after that night. I swallowed. "You said not to." He gave a bitter smile.
"Yeah, because I thought it'd be easier that way."
"But the truth is, I haven't stopped thinking about you since." I exhaled, watching the fog of my breath mix with his. "I didn't ask for that promotion, Aaron. You need to believe me."
"I do," he said.
"Now I do. And I hate that I let my pride ruin everything." "You didn't ruin everything," I whispered. "You just left too soon." He stepped closer, his voice low and trembling. "Then let me come back. Let me fix it. Not as your coworker. As a man who fell for you when he wasn't supposed to." I blinked against the tears. "It was supposed to be just one night." "I know," he murmured, brushing my cheek with the back of his hand. "But you ruined that plan, Madison James." He kissed me again, not like that first night, but deeper, more desperate, like someone making a promise he didn't know he needed to make. My hands clutched his collar, and I knew nothing about us would be simple. But I also knew I didn't want simple. I wanted him. Months passed. Office politics evolved.
People talked.
We learned to navigate it, with honesty, respect, and a little defiance. Aaron never tried to dim my light, and I never tried to outrun his. We grew, together. One evening, we stayed late again like the night that started it all. This time, he leaned over my desk with that same crooked smile. "Thai or pizza?" I laughed. "Pizza. And this time, you're picking the movie." He kissed my forehead, just like he had that morning. But this time he stayed. One night turned into forever, not because of a mistake, but because of a choice. And love didn't need a title or a promotion. It just needed truth, and two people brave enough to fight for it.